Hi there, this is Shogun Beer Nut, and we just found the rarest encounter on the second to last floor of this place, so we will kill it and add it to our bestiary. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't even know if it's gonna be good. Ooh, high defense. This may be a little trickier than I thought. Haha, we're resistant. There we go. Yeah, sure. There we go! Added to the bestiary. Let's get out of here. Heal everyone up to max. Make sure everyone's got max magic. Okay. Of all the complaints I've had about the game, this dungeon is still pretty badass at the high levels I am. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I like the fact that they beefed up Chaos just a tad here, gave him a little more hit points, rearranged his AI a little. And it's time to fight the Chaos Fiend. We know you! We killed you first! I love the way that always sounds. 2,000 years from now, you killed me! Oh, you did defeat me then. But the four great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Once here, I sent the four fiends to the future, where they shall once again use the four great forces to send me into the past. In 2,000 years, I'll remember none of this. But I'll be reborn again here. So even as you die again and again, I shall return. Isn't that wonderful? Just to exist solely to kill the same people over and over and over. That's a hollow existence. Okay. This is definitely a sign of selling one's soul for vengeance from beyond the grave. Alright, time to take it serious here. Defense is up. Get that going. We need Invisera now. defend against everything. Want to keep those hit points high. Non-elemental. You're gonna require an extra casting because you got slowed down there, buddy. Even at max evade, always had a chance it'll hit. At least his high hit percentage is what he's got. Let's start unleashing the pain some. Wow, that's a lot of pain. I definitely want to get some damage output here. Yes, Cure 4, Curaga. That's the bad thing. Just in case. Good. Made a good call there. These things are only going to hurt worse as the battle goes on. You, my friend, need more attack power. attention here. And I like it. He said it's something right with the normal campaign. Let's get you to use those again. So we want to definitely make certain he doesn't get another Curaga. Good damage output, good. Made a good call there. Always helps to have an extra in case things go badly. And if he goes spell, it's going to be flare next. I think what was used to be called crack, it's some sort of earthquake kind of special effect, special attack enemies get. Just in case. Oh, wow! Even at max evade, see? Wish we had level 8 magic. Because a life 2 would be good. Or life whatever the heck they're calling it. Now, where is it? I was looking right at it. Okay, got him. Whew. A little bit trickier. Definitely more so at these levels than in the original. But that's only because of the hit points. Everything was going to happen. As it has. Hey baby, welcome home. Ah, boy. The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over the 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. Isn't that lovely? We can kill things now, because it's peaceful. The light of the 4 crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. I like fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. Really? How does fate trick people? But magnified by the four forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate gave birth to the Fiends. Okay, so fate is an evil bastard. Good to know that. Monsters ran rampant and the world sank into darkness. We'll sink into darkness once we return to our own timeline. We will kill everything. That is our destiny. But all that is now past. But we're in the past. We're about to go back to the future. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew. A world where a Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. So did you go Paladin again now? Now that the trick of fate has been destroyed? Was chaos itself the trick of fate? So it wanted to exist and it needed a pawn to do so. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? Well, nobody knows. That's what my money's on. None can say. See, I was right. But now that it never happened, it won't happen again. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever. But the bravery of four young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. Revive the orbs. That is all you need to know. Revive the orbs. None will ever recall the struggle the four endured. For the breaking of the chain means it never existed. Isn't that wonderful? Just as I said, there's no memory of this. We're just gonna go run around, slaughter everything, become the four fiends, be sent into the past as a prison break, all that other stuff. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds lives on. So this must be our world then? Sure, this was a fantasy. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. Isn't that wonderful? And now their return is upon us. So wouldn't killing chaos also maintain the spiral then, if no one remembered? With the memory of the struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. I mean, seriously, sit there and think about it. If killing the four light warriors repeats the cycle, wouldn't killing chaos do it, because then Garland's still back to evil? Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. If a crystal was in my heart, I'd have a heart attack. Seriously, wouldn't we be traveling back to the future just to kill Garland again, which would set this whole entire thing back in motion with the four forces? Even though we killed them, they would be resurrected because of that hatred or whatever? For you are the warrior who crossed time. Yes, and there is more to kill here. You are the bringer of light. I'd rather be the bringer of darkness, chaos, and destruction, but okay, I'll be the bringer of light just this once. And birds. And fade to white. And credits. Yeah, if you couldn't tell by the way I was LPing this that I was really, really not into most of this. I really wasn't. I mean, Tiamat was really the only fiend that was, like, true to form, even though, yeah, I was trying the cheap way of killing her. Lich was okay at the level I fought. I still overleveled a bit much with the bonus dungeon. And I still say that the bonus dungeons are, like, broken. At least in the way they are. If I could find myself a good light curtain for the first bonus dungeon, then it would make sense there. The amount of hit points needed for the other two fiends that I didn't get to yet, but will now, in the Final Fantasy XIV dungeon, the Hellfire Chasm. Yeah. The fact that I would need to level that much before going on anything else if I wanted to do things in order, you know, even class change. It's just a matter of hit points. I mean, maybe having a warrior in the party, well, definitely that would have helped, because, you know, warrior, paladin, knight, fighter, smash, everything. But still, that just feels a little bit unbalanced. And then, the main reason I didn't even go into the water one yet. Oh, Lord. Because we got Shinryu and Omega Weapon. Yeah. And they're going to be every bit as brutal as their bonus Ultra Boss form in Final Fantasy V was. High hit points, high everything, and that's completely broken there. I mean, they are something you would want to fight after Tiamat. You know, because that is just brutal. The creatures they chose for the Final Fantasy VI form that you gotta beat, they're a lot easier. So that's kind of sequence breaking a little bit. But overall, in the main game, back to that, it's really broken to be stupidly easy. The only joy I've had were the bonus dungeons, and that's mostly for the bosses. This is aside from, you know, a couple of the fiends, which proved to still be, you know, pretty brutal in their own right at the levels I took them on at. And of course, the last dungeon, Temple of Chaos Past. That was still pretty good. I kind of liked that. But that's ultra late in the game for the... And that suggests a difficulty spike. Like, just insane that, you know, everything else is like, and then, you know, all of a sudden, wow, it's interesting again. I'm guessing someone that couldn't hack the difficulty of the original might be able to find that, like, ultimate challenge and discouraging. But, you know, for someone who's played the original as often as I have, it's just like, you know, it felt normal for a change. to have such a drastic difficulty spike at the end just really shows lack of forethought. Simply doubling, boss health and adding more to the last, quite a lot more to the last dungeon's boss's health. It so seems. That just seems like, poor design elements. So if you can at least suffer through, if you want, like the difficulty original that is, if you could suffer through the boredom, at least there's a little bit of reward in the standard game with the Temple of Chaos Past. And Chaos being a little bit trickier. Disappointed he didn't throw a flare at me though. So from here we got some more bonus dungeons to do. I'll be getting to them. And they will be fun. I'll only be showing you the two Fiends in the one, but I'll be going through the others. Just so you can see the gimmicks at least. Still can't believe how brokenly easy most of the 90% of the main game is. I mean, you'd figure they'd spend a little more time trying to balance it out, but no. Wow, this is a shit ton of credits. Okay. The end. Lovely. Allows me to start a new game with the bestiary intact. I think I will try that. Now what do we got here? Ooh, they got that. That'll be fun. I really like this one too. I wish I would have had the decisive battle from Final Fantasy V on here. Then again, that would mean you'd have to fight X-Death. I don't think they want to put him in here. That's like my favorite song from 5. We'll get to that eventually. This is a deconstruction. fun this one sounds. I'm still kind of disappointed they didn't have the Battle of the Four Emperors on here, but whatever. Fight 2 for Final Fantasy IV is fine. I like it. Ooh, guitar. I'll be looking forward to that. And let's see what happens if I do that. Let's just automatically start me. Oh, yes, it does. You know what? I'll retry some of these dungeons now. Let's tune in next time as I actually tackle the bonus dungeons. This is Shogun Beer Nut signing off.